Mic check, 1, 2, 3, microphone check. If you happen to be joining us, it's 9:56 p.m. Here in the Central Time Zone. Coming up on 10 o'clock, I'm Spinks Megginson, and you're watching a live video update right here at RedZone Weather in Brewton, Alabama. We are in the midst of a severe weather outbreak, and the good news is we haven't seen much in the way of severe weather warnings across southwest Alabama over the past few hours. Obviously, that can change, and what I want to do is step off camera. This officially starts at 10 p.m. and we're going to issue some social media updates so all our good folks here in southwest Alabama and northwest Florida can join us. So again, hang with me as we get out some social media updates for those of you that happen to be watching. Tell you what, let's pause that, and we are going to, yeah, see that? Oh, okay. That didn't pause, but that's okay. See, this is why we have the pre-show. We set the stream up and get everything rolling before we do all the official social media updates, just to make sure we got all our ducks in a row. So thanks again for those of you that are joining us. All right, and so there we go. We're good on the screens. And what I'm doing now is sending out a live video link to RedZone Weather, and it just sent. So if you're part of our texting program, then you will get that momentarily. And tell you what, while we get set, I want to thank Lee Margaret Bostic, who's executive producing this broadcast tonight. She has been here throughout the evening, waiting and watching, just like me, during this severe weather event. So again, we're going to kick off officially in about 2 minutes. It's 9:58, coming up on 10 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. I'm getting everything ready, and I see we've got a new warning that's just been issued for portions of Mobile and Baldwin County. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. We've got about 2 minutes left until 10 o'clock, and again, a new warning has just been issued. Here it is for Mobile and Baldwin counties. So hang tight as I get our social media links out.
National Weather Service.
And you're actually hearing that warning coming across my cell phone. Again, getting all our ducks in a row for the start of our 10 o'clock broadcast. And if you're just joining us, I'm Spinks Megginson here in Brewton, Alabama. You're watching the RedZone Weather live stream. And you see a radar update there. I'm actually going to step off camera, and in about 60 seconds, we're going to roll the intro and get things started. So hang with us. In about 50 seconds now, we will have full coverage of this severe thunderstorm warning. And we've actually had some hail here in the greater Brewton area in the past hour. We're going to talk about that and much more after our intro. So hang with me as we get set to start in just a moment.
And then just
All right, it's 11 p.m. in the east, 8 p.m. in the west, and 10 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone, where we are dealing with some severe weather happening right now in southwest Alabama. I'm Spinks Megginson, and this is a RedZone Weather live broadcast originating from Brewton, Alabama. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about, and what I want to do is show you exactly who's included in this severe thunderstorm warning. This is actually going to be for the greater Mobile, Alabama metro area. And you can see the polygon right in through here. Obviously, we've got all these bright colors on our radar system indicating very heavy rain that's falling across southwest Alabama right now. Here's your polygon, though, for this severe thunderstorm warning in portions of Mobile and Baldwin County. So let's go ahead and zoom in there, and we'll tell you who's involved in this. This is the city of Mobile. Right in through here, you see Interstate 65 that connects Mobile ultimately up to Montgomery, and a long stretch of 65 is included in this warning. So if you happen to know someone that's traveling this evening down or up Interstate 65, please let them know that we've got a severe thunderstorm warning now in progress for 65, basically from exit 1, which is where 65 connects with Interstate 10, all the way up to near the Perdido exit, which is just to the southeast of Atmore. All of these areas included in a severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Mobile, Pritchard, Creola, Satsuma, Saraland. Also, Bay Minette is included in this. Perdido, Stockton, and much of the Mobile Delta. The Dolly Parton Bridge, as many locals know it, that is the Interstate 65 bridge here over the Mobile Delta, is included in this, and much of the Mobile Metro is as well. In fact, what I want to do is step off camera and again, we're talking about this warning down in Mobile County. I know many of you are watching from the greater Bruton area, but it's raining outside like cats and dogs. It's been raining for a good hour now, and we actually had some pea-sized hail. You can see this little icon here. That's what that represents here in the northern part of Bruton, but no warnings for now. We've got a tornado watch that continues until 3 a.m. I don't think it makes it until 3 a.m. because what the Weather Service is doing as this line of storms is moving through, they're actually trimming the watch back. And so the good news is, after this main line of storms passes, the severe weather threat will be over. So give me another 2 to 3 hours, and I'll be able to give you an all clear if you're watching from basically any area in southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. But let's talk about our warning here in Mobile County. This is another radar product that we use. And here's your storm right here in the central part of Mobile County, affecting Saraland, Pritchard, Creola right now as it continues to move off to the northeast. The threat with this storm is going to be damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, and also perhaps some large hail as this storm continues moving off to the northeast at a fairly rapid clip. Let's zoom out and show you exactly what's going on across the region. And we'll turn on our tornado watch, Phil, and take off the radar data here. So here's your counties that are still included in this tornado watch. You note that many counties in west central Alabama, Sumter, Choctaw, Marengo, Greene, Hale, Perry, all out, all clear in those areas. Perry, Marengo, Choctaw, that includes places like Butler, Demopolis, up to Marion, Alabama, Utah, also Livingston and York. All clear in those areas. The tornado watch is over and the severe weather threat has ended in these central Alabama counties. However, the counties shaded in pink, basically from Autauga County all the way down to the beaches here near Pensacola and Destin, all included in this tornado watch that continues technically until 3 a.m. But again, as this main line of storms is passing, the Weather Service offices are trimming this back, and ultimately I expect that to happen in the next 3 hours basically across this region. So let's talk about who's in this watch. You've got Bruton, East Bruton, Monroeville, Thomasville, Grove Hill, Chatham, also Mobile, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Destin, Andalusia, Greenville, Montgomery, Luverne, Troy, Elba, Enterprise, Geneva, down to say Milton, also Berrydale, and Camden, included in this tornado watch that is in effect again until 3 a.m. technically, but we're expecting that to be trimmed back as this line of storms continues pushing through. Let's put the radar back on so you can see exactly where the storms are now, and I'm going to actually go back to our other products so you can see a loop of this. And again, the counties shaded in pink are under a tornado watch. The good news is we haven't had any tornado warnings here in the state of Alabama or in northwest Florida for this whole event, and obviously we want to keep it that way. Again, no tornado warnings over the past several hours with this event, but we have had severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see here's your main line of storms, and once this eventually clears out through southwest Alabama and northwest Florida, I'll be able to give you an all clear, and that's what we're working toward. And we thought that this event may last into the wee hours of Friday morning, and indeed that may happen, especially for our central Alabama counties and also here in Okaloosa, Walton, Holmes, Washington counties in Florida. But the good news is this line is moving a little bit faster than anticipated, and we will ultimately be out of this tornado watch sooner than we expected if trends continue. So that's the latest on radar trends as of right now. And let's look at this warning down in Mobile County, because I want to look at the velocity product and see if we've got any rotation. I do note here, very near Stockton, this storm here is showing a good bit of potential strong winds in the atmosphere here as this storm moves off to the east. So some strong winds in Stockton near Perdido, Lottie, Rabun in the next few minutes, likely as this storm continues pushing off to the east. We've also got storms here that's prompted this severe thunderstorm warning near Saraland, near the Mobile River and near the state docks in Mobile as this storm continues working its way to the northeast. Tell you what, let me check the National Weather Service chat. We have a fantastic internal chat tool that we are able to communicate with the National Weather Service directly, and I want to check and see exactly what they're saying about this storm to see if we've got any updates. So hang with me as we get through this severe weather event. Only a few more hours and I'll be able to give all this area across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida an all clear. But hang with me while I check this chat room. And I appreciate your encouraging words. I've had many folks text and send me a Twitter message and all this, and I appreciate that. So thanks for watching tonight on our live stream. Again, what I'm doing is checking the National Weather Service office chat from the Mobile Weather Service office. And we do note that there is a special marine warning also in effect, but that's for Mobile Bay and non-populated areas over the water. So the Weather Service is going to maintain this severe thunderstorm warning polygon. In fact, tell you what, let me put up exactly who's included in this warning and who's not, and we'll talk about that a little more as we take off the radar data. All right, so here's your polygon. And let's talk about polygons for a second, because these are really a beautiful thing. Years ago, about 8 to 9 years ago now, the National Weather Service would issue warnings for an entire county when you had tornado, severe thunderstorm, or flash flood warnings. So, for example, 8 years ago, you would have the entirety of Mobile and Baldwin counties shaded in this orange shading due to a severe thunderstorm warning. That is no longer the case. We have polygons now, and if you are included in the polygon, you need to be alert and you need to know that you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. However, if you're not, perhaps you're watching, say, from Citronelle or in the southern part of Mobile County near Dauphin Island or Bayou La Batre, you're not included in this warning. This is a specific part of Mobile County that happens to include the Mobile Metro up to Satsuma and Saraland, and it just doesn't include the whole county. And so you see the benefit there. If you are under the gun, you're under the warning. And if you're not, if you happen to be in an area of the county that's not included, you're not included in the polygon. So it's a really beautiful thing here. And let's center this up and tell you exactly who's in and who's out. Again, this is Interstate 65, this dark line here that connects Montgomery down to Mobile via Evergreen, Greenville, and Perdido through Saraland. That's Interstate 65. This is US 43 that connects Mobile up to Mount Vernon. So no travel right now along Interstate 65, basically from the Perdido exit, which is in the northern part of Baldwin County, all the way to the Interstate 65, Interstate 10 interchange, which is in the southern part of the city of Mobile. No travel along 65 there. No travel also on US 43, basically from say Creola all the way down to downtown Mobile, where Highway 43 interconnects with all the highways there in downtown Mobile. Also no travel right now along Alabama Highway 59, which connects Stockton up to the Tensaw area. So no travel on 59, which is the state highway, and this is US Highway 31, which runs basically from Atmore down to Bay Minette. So if you happen to be watching from Atmore or know someone who's traveling on US Highway 31, no travel right now on 31 from Atmore down to Bay Minette all the way down to basically Stapleton, where the road forks off there. You have Alabama Highway 59 and 31. No travel in those areas. So those are the roads that are included. I'm just getting a message from the National Weather Service. What they're doing, they are canceling Washington County out of the tornado watch. So if you happen to be watching from Washington County, I can give you an all clear. And also, if you know someone in Washington County, please let them know they're out of the tornado watch, I should say. So that's what we want. We'll go ahead and zoom out. That's going to be reflected on our product in just a moment. And also, you'll note in the bottom right-hand portion of your screen, you see our counties there that are still included in this tornado watch. Those are the counties shaded in pink. You also see Mobile and Baldwin County in the shade of orange, and that's indicative of a severe thunderstorm warning. But again, this is a specific portion of Mobile and Baldwin County that's included in this severe thunderstorm warning. I want to stress, we don't have any tornado warnings on the board right now anywhere across Alabama or Florida. So certainly some good news. This severe weather event has produced some damage in Mississippi earlier in the day, but we have been very fortunate that we haven't had any damage or injuries or anything like that here in Alabama and Florida. And you see our product, Washington County out, Choctaw County is out, and also Marengo County has been cleared from this tornado watch. But if you're in a county that remains in this pink shading, these are the counties that are still in this tornado watch. But again, the good news is this line of storms is racing off to the east, and the Weather Service is gradually canceling counties out of this tornado watch as the main line of storms continues moving to the east. So here's the radar data, and tell you what, let's put it in motion so you can see exactly what's going on here. I realize many of you are watching from areas that are not in this severe thunderstorm warning polygon. We've got many folks watching in Bruton, Monroeville, Milton. You're fine. We've got rain, we've got lightning, but these storms are under severe limits. Not seeing anything that suggests that we might have a tornado or anything like that. So that's good news. Storms are loud and proud, but not severe in Escambia, Conecuh, Monroe, Santa Rosa counties right now. So that's the good news. Tell you what, let's check social media, and if you happen to be in an area that has something notable to share in the world of weather. Perhaps in the overnight hours, we could have a storm that has damage, and obviously we don't want that, but if that is indeed the case, we want to share the pictures to show exactly what's going on to everyone watching our live stream. So again, if you happen to have damage in the overnight hours from any of the storms that move through, be sure to tag us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's at RZ Weather across the board. And we've made that handle very simple to find on all social media networks. We're even on Peach, which is a new social media site that's available for download on iPhone right now. RedZone Weather is on Peach, at RZ Weather, same handle to make it consistent across the board. And again, here's your main line of storms right here, and a segment of this line has prompted this severe thunderstorm warning down in Mobile and Baldwin counties. No tornado warnings are on the board right now. I can't stress that enough. And the Weather Service is clearing the tornado watch out after this main line moves through. I realize it's raining quite heavily. There's probably some hail involved in this storm down in Mobile County, but none of that for now here in the greater Bruton area and in points around our area, like East Bruton, like Flomaton, like Riverview. Tell you what, let's check a few feeds here. And this is a bit more casual. We don't have any tornado warnings in progress right now, so I don't want you to think that I'm being casual and hanging up on you per se, but it's just good news tonight. We don't have tornado warnings, so we can be a little bit more casual at this point. And by the way, I do want to thank my executive producer tonight, Lee Margaret Bostic. She is to your left if you're watching this stream. She's been producing this incredible broadcast for the past 20 minutes, and also she produced our 8 p.m. update. And she's done a fantastic job, so I want to thank her for her help, as well as Bruce Thompson, who is our Chief Legal Officer for RedZone Group, LLC. All right, checking a few feeds here. First on Facebook, and going through to see if we have any damage reports from the storms that are moving through Washington and Mobile counties right now. And the good news is I'm just not seeing any damage reports for now. So certainly some good news there. Let's check Twitter as well. And just not seeing anything that would support damage. So the Weather Service is noting that the tornado watch has been canceled for Washington County, Alabama, and Greene and George counties over here in Mississippi. So no more tornado watch. You're all clear here in Greene and George County there in Mississippi. hang with me. Coming up on 10:16 here. If you happen to be joining us at this time, I'm Spinks Megginson. You're watching a live RedZone Weather broadcast originating from Brewton, Alabama. We are in the midst of a potential severe weather outbreak, but so far that has not materialized across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida, which is certainly some good news. We did have some damage earlier today in Mississippi. In fact, tell you what, let me step off camera briefly, and I'm going to pull up that damage photo that we had from Lamar County, Mississippi, and that's in north central Mississippi, north of Quitman there. And let's see if we can pull up that tweet from earlier, just so you can get some idea of what transpired there. And tell you what, while we do this, I'm going to put up the forecast so you can see exactly what to expect over the next few hours. And again, the severe weather threat going to continue through at least 1 a.m. most likely, but the good news is not going to last all night across southwest Alabama. And that's certainly a blessing if that indeed happens. Again, we got to be weather ready over the next few hours until this threat ends. And what I'm doing, I stepped off camera to pull up this tweet from earlier. We had a damage report over in Mississippi. And just trying to pull that up for you to see. And here it is. LMB, if you can go back to our radar computer, this is a tweet straight from Twitter, and this is going to show you exactly what areas in Mississippi dealt with today. So you can see you've got a structure there and some extreme damage here in Lamar County, Mississippi. And this comes from Ryan Moore. His Twitter handle is @RyanMooreMS. And so that's where you can go and see this tweet for yourself. Again, significant storm damage over in Lamar, Mississippi. That's why for the past 24 to 36 hours, people like me have been saying over and over again, we've got this enhanced risk for severe weather because things like this could happen in Alabama and northwest Florida. We've been fortunate so far that it hasn't, but again, this is the type of damage that can happen when you have an enhanced risk from some of the straight line winds and tornadoes that have occurred earlier today. So let's go back to the radar and just continue talking through this. We're going to hang here for a few more minutes. I know we've got some folks watching across the region, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your night to know exactly what's going on before you go to sleep. Please have a way to receive urgent weather information in the middle of the night. One way to do that is to get out your smartphone and download an app such as MyWarn or Weather Radio made by WDT on the App Store. That's also available on Android phones on the Google Play Store. All you have to do is type in Weather Radio, download an app that will wake you up in the middle of the night. If you have a tornado or severe thunderstorm warning, it will then let you know if you configure the settings properly. So that's one way to do it. Also, we've got NOAA weather radios, and those are fantastic, very reliable tools that receive data straight from the National Weather Service. And so a weather radio or an app like Weather Radio or MyWarn on the App Store, certainly something to have before you go to sleep tonight. But again, the only warning we've got in the entire state of Alabama right now is this severe thunderstorm warning for the Mobile Metro, Saraland, Creola, central Mobile County extending into north central Baldwin County, including Bay Minette, and also Tensas and Stockton included in this warning that's in effect for basically the next 30 minutes now until 10:45. So about, say, 26 more minutes on this, and the severe weather threat will end for the night in these areas. And most likely the National Weather Service is going to take Mobile County out of that tornado watch once the severe weather threat ends. It has not yet. Let me make that very clear. And I realize we've got lots of heavy rain falling right now in the southern part of Conecuh County, Range, Repton, Lenox, Belleville. Very heavy rain falling there, but it's not severe. We don't have large hail. We don't have damaging straight line winds in excess of 58 miles per hour. And we certainly don't have any tornadic signatures on the board in these areas right now. Brewton, Flomaton, Pollard, no issues. General rain for now, and our severe weather threat does continue for the next several hours. Now, let's shift gears for a second, if I may, And I want to go over to our other graphics machine and show you the potential for snow across North Alabama on Friday evening. So if we could shift over to our this machine. And tell you what, I'm going to step off camera and grab my weather clicker here that we use on a daily basis. Here's your forecast for tonight. Going to be in the 60s until in the morning when we head down into the 50s. Temperatures go the wrong way on Friday. We end up in the 30s by 6 o'clock. So going to be a very windy and chilly Friday upcoming across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. Severe weather could continue or will possibly continue over southwest Alabama and northwest Florida in the next 4 hours. Isolated tornadoes and damaging straight line winds are possible. Now, let's shift and talk about the snow potential across central Alabama. And this graphic comes from our friends at the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. They do a great job of issuing all the watches and warnings for this region of central Alabama. Here you've got Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, all included in their designated territories for the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. And so the Weather Service office is projecting that this area shaded in light blue could have some snow accumulation. So that includes Tuscaloosa, Jefferson, Shelby, Talladega, Clay, Randolph counties, and points north in the state of Alabama. You've also got the National Weather Service office in Huntsville, which is not pictured here, but you've got winter weather advisories in effect for all of these areas for the evening hours of Friday. Perhaps upwards of 2 inches of snow could happen in these areas on Friday evening as we have a changeover from rain to snow that happens late in the day on Friday in those areas. Understand, no snow threat, no snow across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida on your Friday. So good news there. This is a snow graphic issued by the National Weather Service and NOAA, and we want to thank them for this graphic. What this shows the probabilities, and I'm going to ask LMB if she can take off our logo so you can see the scale behind me. And this graphic shows you exactly how much snow could happen in certain areas. So in other words, if you see a place shaded in this dark red, there's a 95% chance that these areas, places like western Virginia and eastern West Virginia, could have upwards of 2 inches of snow, or greater than or equal to at least 2 inches of snow in those areas. So basically what we've got going on here, blizzard-like conditions possible in the Washington, D.C. area on Friday into Saturday. Certainly a very serious situation about to transpire near our nation's capital on Friday into Saturday as blizzard-like conditions happen there. And you can see the northern fringes of Alabama may have some snow as well. There's about a 50-50 shot that northern fringe counties of the state could have upwards of 2 inches of snow. But get this, here's the graphic that really tells the tale, especially for our friends near the Washington, D.C. area. This graphic is similar. This is the probabilities for seeing at least a foot of snow, at least 12 inches of snow. And you can see that areas near Washington, D.C., in the western part of Virginia, eastern part of West Virginia, have at least an 80% chance of seeing a foot of snow. That is just unfathomable for many of us here in southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. And again, the bottom line for our area is this: no snow chance virtually across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. Snow will be possible across central Alabama on Friday evening, and snow is likely across the northern part of the state on Friday. So that's the deal with the snow. Let's talk about social media briefly. If we have warnings, we pass along the warnings and watches via social media on Twitter and also on Facebook. So if you happen to be catching this broadcast on YouTube and you haven't liked our page on Facebook, it's facebook.com/RZWeather, or you can go to Facebook and type in Spinks Megginson or RedZone Weather. Same thing. Over on Twitter, same thing. It's @RZWeather is the handle, or you can just type in my name, Spinks Megginson. And if you haven't already, text the word updates to 51660 to get all of our RedZone Weather updates sent straight to your cell phone. And we send out content many times per month for you to know exactly what's going on in the world of weather across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. So if we may, let's go back to the radar and talk about exactly what's going on, because still, good news is that we only have one warning on the board. It is a severe thunderstorm warning polygon here for the northern part of Baldwin County and also north central Mobile County for this storm right in through here that's approaching Bay Minette. It's already raining very heavily in Bay Minette, but the rain intensity is about to increase in Bay Minette up to Stockton as well as this severe thunderstorm moves its way to the northeast. Let's zoom in there. I want to take a look at the velocity before we let you go this evening. And so you see this Boeing segment here very near the Mobile Delta. And this is the Mobile River in the Delta here. Some strong winds going to ultimately come very close to the community of Hurricane. It's the community of Hurricane, which sits here on the Mobile Delta. Some strong winds moving in from the west, moving off to the east. We've also got some strong winds here in the atmosphere very near Stockton. So damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, perhaps in gusts, are possible in the Bay Minette area in the next few minutes as this severe storm continues working its way to the northeast. Let's go back to the base reflectivity, which is our main radar product. And again, it's raining, it's lightning, it's thundering. This is general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms for now across Monroe, Clark, Conecuh, and Escambia counties here in Alabama. For our friends in northwest Florida, not even seeing much rain. In the greater Pensacola area, Pace, Milton, Whitfield, Whitingfield, Berrydale, not much rain in these areas, but understand that's going to change in the next hour as all this rain continues working its way to the east. If we have tornado warnings at any point across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida, and what do I mean by that? I get many questions about what counties do you cover? Well, here's the answer. We cover Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Escambia, Baldwin, and Mobile counties here in this part of the world. When we have tornado warnings, we are committed to those counties, and we will turn on the live stream and have live streaming video the best we can when we have tornado warnings in those counties, when we have these polygons. But the good news is right now, there's none on the board. There's just not any, and that's good news. So what we're going to do is end our live stream. We will have continuing coverage throughout the night on Facebook and on Twitter. Again, it's at RZ Weather across the board. RedZone Weather is what you type in. And we'll have continuous updates on social media throughout the night as the potential for severe weather continues across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida. One final look at the counties that have been cleared out of this tornado watch. Choctaw and Washington counties. If you live in Chatham, Butler, Toxie, also Needham, anywhere near Leroy, all clear from the severe weather threat as the tornado watch has been cleared out of these counties. We expect that trend to continue in the hours ahead to the east as the main line of storms continues working to the east. I'm Spinks Megginson. This has been a RedZone Weather live update right here on our live YouTube channel. Be sure to check us out on social media.